Hello, West Ham Network. I hope you are all very well. It's Holly, and after our first pre-season game, I am going to be running you through 10 key takeaways. Yes, West Ham Network, it is time to run through 10 key takeaways from West Ham's 2-2 draw with Ferencvaros. So while you can't base too much on any pre-season game, especially the first one, there are definitely some things that we have picked up on. So we're going to be talking about all of those today. If you enjoy this video, as always, you know what I'm going to ask. Please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to West Ham Network so you never have to miss out, and get involved down below in that comment section. So let's get started with 10 things that we spotted in the Ferencvaros versus West Ham pre-season friendly. So let go. Now, number one, I'm going to start with this one because it goes without saying, but we've got some way to go. So this isn't necessarily a bad thing, in my opinion. It's our first game of pre-season, and we were up against a side that has already had a lot more time to build up that match fitness. And it's always difficult. No matter how fit players are going into it, match fitness is completely different. The biggest benefit is that we are now getting those minutes under everyone's belts, and we've been able to include some new faces, which we are going to be discussing in more detail very soon. We've got just over a month, actually, until our first Premier League game of the season. So we've got time to keep working hard. And the great news is that Lopetegui has time to work with all of our players, fine-tune things, and work out his starting 11. So not a bad one at all for point number one. Now, for our second point, Andy Irving. We have officially seen the mythical Andy Irving. We got to see him play, and he looked pretty decent, to be honest, as well as getting the assist for Aged's goal. We've wondered for quite a while what he's capable of, and his performance was a very welcome surprise, shall we say. He looks decent on the ball. He's not had the chance to play much with the team up to this point, so it's nice to see that he put in a decent performance, and I'm intrigued to see what else Andy Irving can do. Now, number three, a bit of a harsh one, but Mavropanos definitely has some way to go. So Zuma and Mavropanos are going to be in contention for a spot at centre-back next to Kilman. And it looks as though Mavropanos has a fair bit of work to do if he's going to help us fix our defensive issues from last season. He got caught up really early when he held onto the ball for too long, which is similar to what we've seen quite a few times, the mistakes that he's made in the Premier League. He also misplaced quite a few passes, and he didn't track the runner for the second goal. So he left quite a few question marks over his performance, but hopefully that's a one-off and we won't see any more of that over the pre-season. Number four, again, he played pretty well, to be honest. He scored the equaliser. He made a last-ditch tackle at one point. Overall, I would say he looked pretty solid, which was good to see after he's faced quite a lot of criticism. But this is quite interesting because the rumours are that he doesn't want to be at West Ham, and he's left-footed like Kilman, which means basically if he doesn't want to be there, and we've got Kilman that does exactly the same thing as him, potentially better, it means that it could benefit us to sell him and generate a decent amount of money now if he's not going to be used. So it's definitely one to think about moving forward. But yeah, I think, again, he put in a decent performance today. So it definitely gives us some food for thought. Number five, do we need a centre mid? So we started off with Potts and Orford in central midfield, and both did well. Potts has got more first team experience, having been at Wickham on loan last season and doing so well there. They absolutely loved him. But this kind of begs the question of whether either of those could step up now we've accepted a bid for Downs. Touching on the youth as well, Earthy looked lively, so he could be an attacking midfielder to keep an eye out for in the coming season. Now, number six, Kadua. We had Kadua out of position at right back, and this really highlighted the fact that without Soufal and after Johnson's left, we are really, really short at right back. It's definitely a bit of a worry because looking at what we had today, that's what will probably happen if anything happened to Soufal. So we would be massively targeted in the league with a massive challenge for who we put at right back. And I just think putting Kadua so out of position there really does say a lot, and has made me rather concerned about right backs. It's definitely a position that we do need to strengthen. Number 7, we still cannot work out a stream at West Ham, can we? The stream went down conveniently at the same time as their first goal went in. So we all missed that. I think the Facebook stream carried on working, but I was watching on YouTube. I'm not complaining too much. Probably rather not see that. Maybe one day, though, there'll be a reliable stream out there. But until that day, we're just going to keep making the most of whatever streams we're given. Number 8, Guilherme. So with all the players that we have, we weren't completely sure where Guilherme was going to play. Today, he started on the left and then he swapped with Kudus to play on the right. So it feels like now we've got quite a few attacking midfielders who can all be flexible with where they play. We don't necessarily... I think what we're lacking, we don't necessarily have somebody that's dedicated to the left wing like we used to have when we had Benrahma. We knew he would be on the left wing. But Guilherme shows glimpses of why we did spend 23 million euros on him. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the coming weeks. And I think the more players we have that are versatile, the better it'll be for the team. Whether or not one of these versatile players could secure the left wing as their spot, I think if they want to get into the starting 11 every single time, it's definitely a way for them to do it if they can absolutely smash it on the left wing. So I'd like to see that happen because I feel rather uncomfortable with the fact that we don't quite know who it is that's going to play on the left wing, unless all these versatile players can work so well switching it up that we baffle our opponents every week and they don't know what to expect from us. Could be a plus. Number 9, Cornet. He played up top, missing a good chance. He was fairly ineffective, to be fair. He highlighted the need for the striker that we have at West Ham, the thing we've known for many a year now. But with Antonio and Bowen having been on international duty and not being available because of that, our options for forwards were limited today. But Ings got on the score sheet, which we will now talk about in a little bit more detail. Time for number 10. While James Ward-Prowse is yet to score a free kick in a West Ham shirt, Danny Ings just came in today and he showed us that maybe we've had it wrong all along. He scored an incredible free kick. He whipped the ball over the wall into the top left corner to get on the score sheet. Very, very interesting. Not something that I really knew that Danny Ings had in his locker, but I'm here for it. I love it and I'm a big fan of it. So there we have it. Those are your 10 key takeaways from Ferencvaros. Yes, versus West Ham pre-season friendly. I'm really keen to hear your thoughts on the game though, or anything that you spotted. So drop us a comment and let us know what you're thinking. Personally, I'm taking it all with a bit of a pinch of salt. It's nice to watch your team prepare for the upcoming season, but at such an early stage, it's always very difficult to take anything from the performance. Does it mean anything? I don't know. Do I watch games every single pre-season and try to find some glimpses of information? Of course I do. I'm sure a lot of you do. Does it ever pay off? Does it ever actually apply to the season? I can't really say it does. But we're going to keep doing it every single season and we're going to keep talking about it. So that's all from me for now. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with all things West Ham on the channel. Give this video a thumbs up because we'd really appreciate it. All the interaction you can give us really, really helps the channel. Drop us a comment below. I want to hear what you think. Do you agree with this point? What did you take from today's friendly? Do you care at all about pre-season friendlies, or are we just here for the actual season? Personally, even though I know you can't take too many points from pre-season and then expect that to be the same in the league, I just think it's a really good opportunity to see some of the up and coming talent and see what they can offer, what they're doing, how hard they're working, and also tactics wise what Lopetegui's looking at. And I think as pre-season draws on, we're going to start to see his favoured starting 11. We're going to start to see which positions players are regularly starting in. We're going to start to see a lot of things, especially when players have returned from international duty and we've got our full squad back and running. So it's going to be great fun. Stay tuned. We're going to be chatting about it loads. And until next time, excuse the beeping in the background. Come on, you Irons.